Hi guys, my name's Tori. For those of you who don't know me, this is my Wizard of Oz collection vlog. And tonight's episode comes as a suggestion from Wizard of Oz fan 123. Thanks for watching, hun. And tonight I'm going to do my reviews of my favorite non-MGM Wizard of Oz films. Now, there are a few of the, for Oz fans, for dedicated fans, you guys are going to recognize a lot of these. Maybe even some you don't know about. For those of you who are a bit younger, you know who you are, Angelo. But I'm going to go ahead and start my review. Now, there's an honorable mention tonight. This is not one of my favorites, but The Wiz, ladies and gentlemen. This was one of the first non-MGM films that I saw. And that's because my neighbors, my wonderful neighbors who I've made mention of, the ones that I knew as a child, went ahead and bought this for me. And we watched it all the time. We rented it. Now, Michael Jackson did star in the film. And this was originally a stage production, which won all kinds of Tony Awards, and it deserved it because it was fantastic. But the stage play did not translate well to film because they tried just a little too hard to make it exactly the same. And the result was not extremely good. So what you should know about this film is it's very dated. It was done in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. It's very dated, and it's actually slightly inappropriate. I think it's rated PG. If it isn't, it should be. It's rated G, but it really deserves a PG rating because it has some genuinely inappropriate moments. So if you have young kids who are kind of aware, not for them. It's worth a look-see because it's got some elements from the book that weren't included in the MGM film, but honestly, the film is way too long. It's 2 hours and 13 minutes. It just drags forever. So yeah, definitely deserves an honorable mention because it was definitely popular and it definitely is interesting, but it's not the best. A couple of you are probably going to laugh at me at this because the production value on what I'm about to show you is really low. And yes, this show only ran for one season, 13 episodes, but I think it added a lot to the fandom. Now, and this is what I'm talking about. The 1990 Deke Cartoon, which was on HBO for a while, was on the Disney Channel for a while. And what this did to progress the story was it took a lot of elements from the book, I think, like the different lands in the Land of Oz. And what the basic premise of this story is that the Fab Four are reunited. Dorothy gets summoned back to Oz because Oz is in deep doo-doo. The witch is back. She's been brought back by her flying monkey henchman, and she's sent the Wizard of Oz in his balloon careening all over the place. Glinda's trying to fix things, but she's kind of making a mess of things, and they have to save the day. They never actually save the day because the series didn't finish. But in the 13 episodes you get some really tender, beautiful moments between the four that I really liked. And yes, the animation's terrible. It's like 1990s terrible, but definitely worth a look-see if you get the chance. And they're available on DVD. Yee. The next thing I'm going to mention, a lot of you will know about, those of you who are hardcore fans, the anime. Okay? Now, I hate the English version of this. And I even get very irritated by the Japanese version. The only available version right now that I could find was this English version, which is 4 90-minute segments. And it has the Wonderful Wizard of Oz, the Marvelous Land of Oz, Ozma of Oz, and the Emerald City of Oz. They get less and less faithful to the books as the series goes on. However, once again, they add some interesting dynamics between the four, which I really find interesting, and I enjoy that. Now, like I said, the original Japanese versions of these were actually quite long. They were hours long, and they were really well done in terms of the dubbing. But the English version is cut down to 90 minutes each, and the translations don't really make as much sense as I would like, and the voice acting was good, but not really up to par with the foreign versions. For example, and I'm going to link it below, the entire version in German is available on YouTube, and it's amazing. I loved it. I don't understand a word of it, but because of the inflection, I can kind of get it. So I really enjoyed that, but the Japanese version kind of bothers me. The voices are annoying, and the English voices are terribly annoying. It was dubbed in Canada. Oi. But like I said, they get less and less faithful, and I really hate their adaptation of the character of Ozma. But other than that, I mean, this really does have some interesting stories involved there, and some really tender moments that I enjoyed, and I think that's definitely worth checking out. hardcore fans are gonna sigh with joy because this was one of my absolute favorites. And you know, I saw a commercial for this in the early 90s because I was staying at Disney World and they were playing it on the TV. I think it was 10 years old at that point. It was 1995. And this film is so underrated, although in recent years has become a cult classic. You know what I'm talking about. It's Return to Oz. I love this movie. It is the closest thing we've gotten so far to a true adaptation of the Baum novels. It's fabulous. I have it on VHS. I wish I had the DVD, but that'll come when the budget opens up a bit. I wonder if they'll put it out on Blu-ray. Ooh, that would be awesome. We should start petitioning for that. But yes, Return to Oz, Fairuza Balk. Fantastic. It was really... I saw it when I was... I saw the commercial, but I didn't actually see it until I was about 10 or 11 years old. And we bought this VHS, and I was just blown away because it's so close in my mind to what I pictured when I read the books. And that to me meant a lot because it was like someone went into my brain and pulled out these characters. Like, wow, that's really exactly what I thought it would be like. Like Jack Pumpkinhead, for example, who was voiced by Jim Henson's son, Brian Henson. And he did such a beautiful job with him because he's just this gentle, amusing character, and I really love him. Jack's one of my faves, by the way, because he's just so pleasantly dull. But yeah, absolutely one of my favorites, and I'm sure a lot of you agree with me that it's definitely, in terms of Baum adaptations, one of the best. And it didn't receive a lot of acclaim because it wasn't the Judy Garland film that everyone hoped it would be. And I think Dorothy of Oz is going to resolve a lot of those issues because they've made it a musical and Leah Michele is involved and she's fabulous. And so I think they're going to resolve a lot of the issues that Return to Oz had, which also, it was scary. I work with children at a hospital and I brought this in and showed it, and a lot of them had trouble with it. A lot of them did not like it. A lot of them liked Fairuza Balk. They thought she was cool and they thought that the story was nice, but they were terrified, and I don't blame them. It's scary in a lot of ways. So, but definitely worth a look-see. And guys, the final one I'm going to mention tonight, which I don't know if a lot of you liked it or not, but I was madly in love with it, and I kind of still am. I watch it a lot. It's a terribly long film. This film is 6 hours long, and it's a sci-fi film, and it is called Tin Man. Did anyone else watch this on TV as it was coming out? Because I did. My fiance and I were sitting down every night that it was on, watching with bated breath, and the last night, when he couldn't be with me at the dorm to watch it, I was on the phone with him every 5 minutes going, "Did you see that? Oh, that was a nuance to the book. Oh, that was a nuance to the film." Like, it was really, really interesting. There's all kinds of little things in there that'll make you just squeal with delight. And for sure, one of the most interesting recent adaptations that I've seen. I think it's really exciting to watch. It's 6 hours long, like I said, and it's a sci-fi film, but it's really, really interesting. I really enjoyed it. And Zooey Deschanel, how do you not love her? And Alan Cumming, come on! The cast was really fun. I mean, they had great dynamic. So anyway, those are my top favorites, the non-MGM films. And a couple of honorable mentions to things I hate. Did anyone else find The Muppet Wizard of Oz to be an absolute appalling display? Disney ruined the Muppets, but I'm not going there right now. Don't get me started. So there you go, and I'm so excited about the films coming out in the next couple of years. We have The Great and Powerful coming out and Dorothy of Oz. We've got a lot to look forward to in the community, so please leave your comments. I'm going to link below the German version of the anime. Go check it out if you have a lot of time to sit down and watch it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've really enjoyed doing this. Keep sending me your suggestions. I love it. Thank you so much. Bye, guys!